Yep, what's going on, everybody? What's up? What's up? Share screen. Let me know if you guys can hear me, see the screen. Pull up the chat. Man, I don't know where you guys are at, but over here it's a gloomy Saturday outside. Makes you not want to do anything. Can you guys hear me? Okay, yes you can. Yeah, I'm sure it is nice in Vegas, man. I'm sure I'm on the opposite coast right now, though. It's been a busy month, man. So yeah, so many messages, so many questions. So today what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna talk about how crypto no loss lotteries or slash prize savings accounts work. Um, and I'm talking about Pool Together's new crazy awesome V4 launch, which is like they really upgraded, they like leveled up their whole system. So that's definitely what we're talking about. And I'm going to talk about the $1 million of prizes that they've put aside for the next 10 weeks. And oh man, I gotta mute somebody. And I'm gonna talk about I guess how to deposit, maybe if you guys are interested, but I have a video on it, so probably won't cover that. But after that, I'm just gonna transition into like Q&A, and it's gonna be like general Q&A, just because so many people that are taking the course have similar questions or just a bunch of questions, even though most of the time, the questions are excuse me, questions are answered like later in the course. So I get a lot of DMs with questions that I haven't like gotten around to yet. And when I do get around to answering, they'll message back like, never mind. Um, I I got my question answered like later in the course. So yeah, please, if like you're going through the course, I know you'll have questions, but wait until you finish the whole thing to like send me DMs, because literally most of the time that's what happens. People just, my inbox has been going crazy, and most of them are just like, never mind, figured it out. Never mind, figured it out. All right. So yeah, but shout out everybody taking the course, man. I've seen so many people tweeting me, like somebody just tweeted me, I made my first NFT following the course. Somebody took a loan out from Aave. So it's been crazy. It's just to like see people actually putting this stuff to use like in the real world. And yeah, it's amazing. It's amazing to see. Like I've been working on this for so long and so hard, and people are actually like um getting used to it, and it's not just like one of those regular courses that everybody's selling that just like, you go through it for a little bit and then you shelf it. But yeah, all right, so let's get started. It is 4:03 p.m. I'm just gonna go ahead and start. So in the chat, are you guys familiar with Pool Together? And I'm sure some of you have already deposited into Pool Together. A lot of you probably, but just so I know, I can get like a feeling of like who's familiar with what I'm going to talk about and who isn't. So, okay. Yeah, I mean, I know I definitely introduced a lot of people to Pool Together, but I'm just curious how many have actually like understood it and like deposited, have money in there right now. Yeah, that's the thing though, Money Hog. It's multiple pools, but the new upgrade isn't multiple pools. It's just one. That's what I want to talk about. It's very, very interesting. So, okay, for those that don't know, since there's going to be some of you in here, definitely, yeah, check out my video on it on YouTube. But Pool Together is a crypto no loss lottery. A lot of people hear no loss and they're like, that sounds like a scam, which I get. But basically, what happens is, let's say we all put our money, our crypto, like USDC, for example, into one big pool, and then that money is used in DeFi to be lent out. So let's say it gets sent to Aave and collectively starts earning interest, right? But because it's such a big sum of like so many depositors, that interest is actually like sizable. So in a week's time, it can collect like, I don't know, 20, 30, 40, $50,000 of interest from everybody's money. And that interest becomes the prize money for the depositors, right? It's cool because you don't lose your money. Like, you can still pull out your money whenever you want. You're just helping collect the prize money, basically, right? So nobody has to buy tickets and then that money's forever gone like normal lotteries. So it's pretty cool. I mean, it's like a prize savings account, which is awesome. I've won a draw. I know a couple people that I've introduced have won a couple times. And this new model is crazy because there's going to be so much more winners, and I'm going to show you how. Okay, so let me go through the old pool together. And when I say old, like, this is still going to be around. It's not like these pools are still going to be around, so don't get concerned or anything. All right, this is a pool together we're all used to. There's a bunch of different pools for different cryptos and different chains. You know, the highest ones are on Ethereum, which is the USDC, and the DAI pool. The highest prizes, I mean. And these are both weekly. But the problem here was there's a couple problems. One, the deposit fees on Ethereum, for example, are high. So a lot of small fish don't want to deposit in there anymore. Second problem is, if I click, you'll see that there isn't a lot of winners. There is about 5 winners for, like, let's say the USDC pool. Some have even less. So when there's thousands of depositors in these pools and only 5 win each week, there's a lot of people that kind of feel like discouraged every week, right? They wait. And especially if you don't have a lot of money in there, it feels like you're just hopeless. So Pool Together redesigned the whole like model basically and created the this new and improved pool. Basically, it's one single pool, and you can deposit into it from Polygon or from Ethereum, and they're going to add like every single chain. So this is big because if I deposit from Polygon, the transaction fee is like 1 penny, right? So I can deposit $5 in there if I want, and that opens it up to a lot of small fish, right? Another thing they did is kind of kill off the whales. Well, not kill them off, but they set a per wallet cap on how much prizes one person can win. So right now, if I deposit a bunch of money, right, and I become a whale in the pool, meaning I have, you know, one of the most like one of the biggest deposits, I can't just start winning all the prizes, because before, like, one wallet can win as many prizes as it randomly gets picked. Right now there's a cap. So that's good because, you know, whales will have to do a lot of work to open up a lot of wallets in order to like game the system. But there's also like a time wait. So the longer you stay in the pool each week, like, the higher your chances. So you can't just like deposit money, then leave, deposit money, then leave. And let me show you like a cool visualization actually of like V4. So here's how it works. So old Pool Together, like I showed you, there's like 5 or 3, sometimes 1 winners, like depending on the pool. The new Pool Together is in tiers, which is really cool. So there's literally going to be thousands of winners each week. And this is how it works. So there's going to be a top tier 1 prize, which is going to be the biggest prize, but there's only going to be like a small amount of people that win it. Then there's going to be tier 2, which is smaller prizes than the, you know, large one, than the tier 1, but there's going to be a lot more people that win that. And then the tier 3 is going to be small prizes, but there's going to be like hundreds and hundreds of people that win those. So there's going to be a lot of more winners. And I mean, even if you win like, I don't know, $20 or $30, that's still like cool. Like, you're winning, and there's going to be a lot more of that because of the way that it's set up now. So let me go back here. So yeah, that's in a nutshell the new Pool Together. It's basically, as I call it, one pool, multiple diving boards, because you can deposit from like multiple chains. And that's good because a lot of people on Ethereum would complain about the transaction fees and say, you know, I want to deposit $100, but if I'm paying like $30 or $40, it's just not worth it because I'm losing a good chunk of my money. So if you're on Polygon now, you can deposit $5 and pay 1 penny. So, and it's the same pool, right? So it's one big pool now instead of like a bunch of fragmented and separated pools. It's all one. And for the next 10 weeks, the Pool Together Treasury set aside $1 million to give out like daily. I think it's daily. I think the drawings are daily. I'm not sure. I got to double check. But yeah, so depositing super, super easy. Let me just change my network. So I'm going to change to Matic. And now that I'm on Polygon, all I got to do is deposit USDC. So I can deposit $10, I can deposit $100, I can deposit $1,000, whatever, and then review deposit and confirm that transaction and then submit. And just like that, you're in. So any questions on that? And this, I think from Well Squad, there's been like 3 people so far that have joined Pool Together because of me, and they've won. So there's been like at least 3 winners, maybe 4, just from Well Squad alone. But obviously that's before like this whole V4. So now there's gonna be so many more winners, even though it may be like $20, $15, but there's tons of more. So it's exciting because it gives like, there's more, it spreads the wealth. Oh, Craig Smith, you won this week. Which pool did you win? Man, a lot of people that I know are winning. It's kind of weird. Cello. Okay, I won't ask how much you had deposited, but I won the Cello pool the very first week. Haven't won since, man, and I have like a good amount in there. Yeah, so Kristen, that's a very good question. Yes, if you put in more money, you do have a better chance, right? Because it's kind of like buying. Imagine if when the prize is picked, it's like names in a hat or like tickets in a hat. So if you buy a lot of tickets for that hat, there's more of a chance that one of your tickets will get picked. And if 2 of your tickets get picked, you can win twice. But there is a cap now to I think like 3 or 4, so you can't win more than that. That's why like the anti-whale proof thing is a big part of V4. Before, like, you can win as many as you randomly get picked. So yeah, the more money you put in, guys, the better chance of winning, obviously. And yeah, it's very simple. Very, very simple. Any questions on that? And yeah, if anybody wins, tweet me on Twitter, and I'll get the Pool Together official account to retweet it.
Hey, quick question. Can you hear me?
Yeah, I can hear you.
Oh, okay, cool. So just a quick question about pool. If you don't win, so you put your money in there, right? And then
Yeah.
it's just like a never ending like pool that's increasing in like APY, right? Like it's just kind of like has APY to it. And then when you win or when you finally win, if you win right away or like in a week or in a month or something like that, you can pull out the APY. You can pull out what you compounded plus whatever the winning is. Is that how it works?
Well, yes and no. So on this new pool, this new main pool, and this is going to become the focus, by the way, of like Pool Together, this new main pool. There's no rewards yet. They haven't introduced rewards, so you're not getting any APY of anything. But on the V3, so let me go back to Pool Together. On the older pools, there was like the Cello pools have APY still. You're earning Cello tokens. You can see it right here. This one is 23% APY. This one is 17. I'm assuming all the V3 rewards will go away in due time, but they're trying to figure out a good way, like a proper rollout of how to introduce rewards for this big pool. And it's probably going to be in the pool token, like their native token. But for right now, you're not getting any bonus rewards for being in here. You're just getting a chance to win.
Okay, so if I put, let's say, $100 in, it's not doing anything. It's just sitting in there until I win, essentially.
Yeah, yeah.
Okay, so there's the only benefit is that I know if I just keep it in, I'm going to win eventually. But that's like currently that's the benefit is like you're going to win eventually.
I mean, yeah. Ideally, it's basically like when your money is sitting in a savings account, you'll never win anything. It's just
No, yeah, I get that.
so it's like, yeah, it's prize savings basically.
Got you. And then would you, and then there's still older pools that you can get into that actually have interest bearing, like cello, however you say it, right?
Yeah.
Right. Okay. So you can technically get into both. You can like have some that's gonna win for the big pool, and then you can also have some that's in there just to win cello as well as like win a prize kind of thing.
Yeah. For right now, yeah. So all the like these V3 pools aren't going away, but the rewards that they are offering, like the bonus points just for being in there, eventually will go away. Um, I'm not sure on the exact dates, but yeah, for now you're getting like in the cello pools, you're getting really good APY, earning cello, and then you also have a chance to win.
Got you. Got you. Thank you.
Yep. Malik, yeah, when you send like Matic or coins to your MetaMask from like Coinbase or a centralized exchange, the default is Ethereum. So they're going to go into your Ethereum wallet on MetaMask. Okay, Kristen. So I paid a lot to change. So I'm guessing you bridged your crypto from Ethereum to Polygon. Um, I mean, it's not about like having a cheaper way. So any bridge that you use is going to have the same price. It all depends on the current gas prices. So you said you were sending from Ethereum. If I switch to Ethereum, like you see how the current gas prices, they're always changing. It's supply and demand. So you probably caught it at like a spike or something, but you can always wait it out. And this is what a lot of people I think get confused. Um, they don't know that it's a variable price that is always changing, like the transaction fees. So definitely, I don't know if have you taken my course or are you taking my course? I try to like harp on this because I know it's not like something that um, is in traditional finance or traditional apps. So I understand like the confusion for sure. But personally, like if I want to bridge funds, I'll just wait until the gas is like low. Like I don't really have a set number, but I'll just wait until it's low and then I'll send funds or do something that I need to on Ethereum. But yeah. So yeah, that's Pool Together's new launch. I think the latest prize, I think it takes like 24 hours to announce if you won or not. But yeah, I'm gonna be dumping a good amount of money in here because there's so many prizes and so many winners every day, week. So yeah, if there's no questions, I think the best thing to do is transition into a Q&A because I know a lot of you are taking my course right now and there's a lot of questions. Even though if you're early on in the course still, try not to ask questions yet because I promise they'll probably be answered later in the course. But if you're like a good chunk of the way through and you still have questions, please go ahead. Feel free to unmute yourself and ask or just ask in the chat. But I feel like this video, when people are rewatching it, it will be beneficial to a lot. So yeah, go ahead. All right, so Malik asked, how do you get Matic directly to Polygon? I think crypto.com, that exchange where you can buy crypto, now has a Polygon bridge. So you can send directly, you can buy crypto with your bank account or credit card, whatever, on crypto.com, and then send it directly to your MetaMask on Polygon, I believe. And I think Binance also has a Polygon bridge now, and it's only a matter of time until Coinbase finally gets one. I don't know why they're waiting so long to build one. Honestly, I think it'll be huge for them, and so many people want it. Plus, they're early investors in Polygon, so yeah, I don't know. I like the interface of your course. Appreciate that. Yep. Lewis, we just went over the new Pool Together update and their new pool, so you didn't miss much. But right now we're just doing general Q&A. general. So like ask any questions that, like if you're late in my course, like if you're working through it and you've got some questions. Okay, so Ryan asks, when you send money from Coinbase or whichever platform, do you just send it through the platform or can you bridge it for cheaper? No, I mean, you just have to send it like wallet to wallet if you're sending from a centralized exchange. By the way, I don't know if there's any NFT winners in here from like the first 100 or so people that bought the course, but I just submitted the wearables to Decentraland, the NFTs. So they just have to get approved and then I'll be able to mint them and send them out to you guys. I can
Part
actually...
of your oh, my fault.
Yeah, go ahead.
I was going to say the part of your course that I'm actually looking forward to is I went down a little farther and saw that you had how to create NFTs.
Yeah.
I haven't checked it out yet because I was going in order, but that's the part that I'm looking forward to.
Yeah. Appreciate that you're going in order, man. I feel like that avoids a lot of confusion. But yeah, somebody just, like I said in the beginning of this class, somebody just created their first NFT following that guide. And it's not like an advance because there's so many different types of NFTs. Like for example, the NFT I'm creating, like the wearable for the Decentraland game that I'm giving to like the winners, that's a little more advanced because you need somebody to make 3D design and there's an approval process. You need to pay like $500-$400 to submit it. So there's different types of NFTs, but yeah, like the one most people are thinking of, it's like the way I did it in the course.
There's NFTs that I heard about. I don't know a lot about it, but I learned that there's NFTs that you can actually have that give like royalties for like owning it.
Yeah.
Do you think, is that like all NFTs have that kind of effect, or is there like certain things you have to do to make sure it has that kind of effect?
Yeah. Yeah, not all of them. You have to like select it. Like if you're making an NFT on OpenSea or Rarible, you can set a royalty, like aftermarket sale royalty for yourself.
Okay. So that's something that would allow like others to, as they purchase it, to have royalties coming from it just from having it.
Yeah. So anytime somebody sells your NFT, like after secondary sales, you'll get a royalty. The creator gets a royalty.
Okay.
Yeah. Forever.
Can you show one more time how to get to that new V4 pool that you were talking about?
Yeah. So you just go to pooltogether.com, open up the app, and then this banner right here at the top that says Tsunami is here. You just click deposit and you'll get there.
Cool. Thanks.
Yep. Any more questions?
Are you invested in the Pool Together token?
Yeah, I have a good amount. Also, like Pool Together is my YouTube sponsor.
Okay.
And yeah, like my grants or whatever are paid in pool tokens, and I haven't sold a single one since I first got them. But yeah, I actually like was involved in the Pool Together community like before they were ever my sponsor or anything. So it's not like they just, it's like, hey, we want to pay you, and I started promoting them. Like it's not the case.
Gotcha. You also, in your course, I know this is kind of off topic, so I'm gonna make the last like off topic question, but
no problem.
You also had a website that I started using recently. I think it's called Barnes. It's called it's in regards to like getting like staking, but like not having to pay so many fees every time you like do a transaction. It's called like Barnes or something like that. You know what I'm talking about?
Barnes.
It's like yeah, it's in your course. It's a
Bancor?
No. It's like a place that they pull the transaction fees.
Oh, Harvest Finance, maybe?
Harvest Finance, but they have like some called like Barn and all types of like, I was looking into it, I was
Yeah.
curious if you were actually invested in that token that they have as well.
Yeah. So the farm token is cool because basically they do like revenue share, and let me pull it up actually. Harvest Finance is a really cool app. So if you go to this Harvest Finance for anybody that doesn't know, and basically what they do is like if you're earning rewards, like let's say I'm deposited in Aave and I'm earning like some like Matic rewards or Avalanche rewards, I can deposit my A tokens in here that represent my Aave deposit, and they will compound those rewards every like 5 minutes or so for me. So they'll sell them to the market for whatever my original deposit is, like deposit currency, and then they'll redeposit it in. So it's like auto compounding, and that increases my APY. And what you can do is buy their native token called Farm, and then stake it. You stake it basically, and you get protocol
Oh, I
fee.
said barn. Farm. That's funny.
Yeah, Farm. And it's basically like it pays you dividends, but like not quarterly, but like it just keeps increasing in value, like iFarm. So right here you can like deposit your stake you stake your farm token, and your iFarm, which is what you get in return, keeps increasing in value. So you're just always like it's dividends in the form of like growing. I don't know how to explain it since it's not like traditional finance stuff, but it's just basically like dividends. That's in like the most simplest way possible. But if you go to their stats up here, you can see like in real time, and I'll get to the chat questions in a minute. I just want to show you guys this. So this is a really cool dashboard. Let's see. So 31% of the farm token is staked. This shows you how much buybacks they did of the farm token. Weekly profit made by all of Harvest Finance. So on a weekly basis, they're making like $250,000, which a good chunk or most of that goes to farm stakers. So it's really cool stuff. And since they collectively like auto compound each vault, they're saving everybody so much gas fees, especially on Ethereum, because like you deposit once and you forget it. You don't have to pay gas for anything. They'll just take all the funds and like sell them at once, redeposit at once, and they'll take on the gas fees. So yeah, it's really cool. Let's see charts. They have weekly profit history. Okay, that's cool. They updated this recently, but yeah, that's Harvest Finance. Really cool app. And what I'm most excited about is when they let me just go back here, when they expand to like more on Polygon and other chains. So right now on Polygon they have a couple of vaults, and vaults just means like, let's say like I have an Aave deposit, and or let me just show you this. A vault is any they have stablecoin vaults. So check this out. If I have USDC, I can just deposit it into here, and they will send it to Compound, earn comp tokens, the rewards, and auto compound it for me. So a vault just means like a single asset or like an LP position. And if you're in my course, you probably know what an LP position is now. So yeah, I don't want to like confuse anybody here because I'm sure we have like a mixture of beginners and stuff. So yeah, they launched on Polygon not too long ago, but they don't have like any single-sided vaults. So like one crypto asset for right now is just LP positions, which is still good because for example, this is like a stable coin, all stable coins. So there's no like risk, but the APY is 25%. So yeah, it's pretty sweet. All right, let me get to the chat questions. I bought the course. New to DeFi. I don't know where to start. Yeah, just start from video 1. That's what I would tell you. Okay. So potential second question. Impermanent loss. First, loved your video on that in the course. Cherry. what is super confusing to me is that there is a pair and one of them is a stablecoin in an E stablecoin pair. Yeah, I feel like if I start talking about impermanent loss, a lot of people that aren't in that section of the course will start getting really, really confused. So I'm just going to hold off for now, but feel free to DM me that question. Yeah. All right, Lewis, good question. So anytime you deposit in DeFi, wherever it is, you get tokens back in your wallet that represent your deposit. So if I deposit into Pool Together, for example, right, if I deposit my USDC, I'll get PUSDC tokens in my wallet that represent my deposit, right? There needs to be some way for them to keep track, or not for them to keep track, but when you come back to the platform, like you can show your tokens and say, hey, like I actually have a deposit in this pool, right? Because if you didn't have those tokens, they would need to keep like a database and all this stuff. But this way, they don't. Yeah, so let me open up Aave and show you really quick. So which network should I switch to? Okay, so let me switch to Aave V2. Okay, so here's some of my deposits, right? You see how I have, let's say the Maker coin. I have 1.5 Maker in here. Okay, when I deposited this, I got back a Maker. Let me show you that in my wallet. So it's right here. You see that a Maker? A stands for Aave, and that's the case for like every single token. So let me see. Like you see my Uniswap deposit, I have 90 Uniswap, and I got back 90 A Uni tokens. So this just these just represent my deposit. So if I send these A Uni tokens to someone else, then I won't have a deposit in Aave anymore. They will, so they can go back and claim it or withdraw it. Right. That's why DeFi is so cool, because now with these A tokens, I can go into something like Harvest Finance and deposit them and then earn more rewards. Or yeah, it's just like it's literal money Legos. And what, like the example I always use, like if you go into arcade and you swap your dollars for arcade tokens, you can't take those arcade tokens anywhere else, like a bank or something, and nobody will recognize them for the dollars that you exchange them for, right? But in DeFi, it's not the case. Like you can, like, does that make sense? Like in DeFi, those arcade tokens, everybody be like, oh, okay, I can exchange these for dollars anytime I want. So I'll treat them like dollars. And when every like app is on board like that, you get like a lot of stackability and composability, and you can like intertwine all these apps, like use each other, and you can do a lot of cool things. So like understanding that is really important. And like I said, that's something that you'll probably learn, like not through reading or watching videos, but when you actually like use it. Because like you'll deposit into Aave and you'll be like, okay, why did I get A tokens in my, like, what are these A tokens in my wallet? And you'll realize that they just represent your deposit. And yeah. So you definitely, you know, my course is great, videos, YouTube, all that is great, but you have to also like use DeFi. You have to experiment. Okay, let me get back to questions. Am I taking advantage of loans from Aave and getting rewards on top of what we're already getting? Yeah. I definitely am taking advantage of Aave. I have one single loan out at the moment for 14,000. But actually, there's a couple of loan platforms I'm looking at to borrow against my ETH and maybe like buy a car or something. I don't know. I'm still thinking about it if it's the best move, but definitely taking advantage of all of DeFi. Providing liquidity on Uniswap, you get LP tokens. Exactly. Yeah, Emmanuel. So if you go to Harvest Finance, when you provide liquidity to a exchange like Uniswap or SushiSwap or whatever, you get LP tokens that represent that liquidity, and you can take those LP tokens and put them on somewhere like like Harvest Finance, and get more rewards. You see that? So like these are quick swap LP tokens right here that you can deposit and get 35%. So yeah, it all just like stacks on top. Yeah, keep the questions coming.
So I'm trying to put the USDC in that pool that you were talking about, but it's saying I can only be on the Ethereum network. Like I have insufficient funds on the Polygon. So where did I mess up there? I didn't transfer USDC funds on the Polygon network. I instead transferred them on the Ethereum. Would that be
okay? So where your MetaMask right now, is
Yes.
it connected to Ethereum mainnet?
It was, and then I switched it to Polygon, but then yeah, when I'm on Polygon, it says there's like nothing in the Polygon.
Did you bridge it over to Polygon?
On the pool together?
No. So you have to send your funds to Polygon first.
Okay,
Go to
from
something
like crypto.com or
no. Well, you can if your crypto's on there, but it's already in your MetaMask, correct? Your USDC.
there is, yeah, there's 1,000 in there.
Okay, so what you have to do is go to something like zapper.fi and
Okay.
go to more, find this bridge, and now you can send, you have to send, you'll like choose Matic here or whatever, or no, USDC, right? So you have
Yeah.
USDC, you'll choose that, and then you also choose USDC here. And then you'll just, you'll select 1,000 or whatever, and then approve, pay that transaction fee, and then confirm, pay that transaction fee, and then just wait. And your funds will eventually get to the Polygon network, and then you can deposit.
That's what I missed. Okay, thank you.
Yeah, guys. If you want to know how to deposit, I just uploaded a video on YouTube, and I actually in provider resources, I believe. Oh no, in lesson announcements today, I put the video in, so it will explain everything. And at the end, there's a tutorial how to like do all this. But yeah, you always have to bridge funds. And I know it's confusing because you're sending from like one. MetaMask is like, everybody looks at it as one wallet. Well, like, yes, it kind of is, but it's one wallet with different networks. So like funds aren't like interoperable between networks. So you have to send, if you want to do something on Polygon, you got to send funds there. If you want to do something on Ethereum, you have to have funds there, etc. It's only confusing at first. When you get used to it, like all this stuff seems so intimidating, but it's really not. Cool. Any more questions? Keep them coming. Still got like 20 minutes.
Yeah, I have a question.
Yep. Go ahead, Alan.
If I have because I use Voyager and I just kind of started like a couple months ago. Can I transfer like my coins from like Ethereum or Cardano from there to my MetaMask and have them there and then convert them or something like that?
Yeah, but be careful because Cardano isn't an Ethereum based token, so you can't send it over.
Okay, so what would be the process to transfer from Voyager to my MetaMask?
Right. So I've never used Voyager, but I'm assuming it's like everything else. Basically, you just want to. Do you have a MetaMask right now?
No, I just bought your course. I'm like halfway through it. I'm kind of around there.
Okay, so once you make your MetaMask, I don't know if you're watching my screen, but you have this address at the top that you can copy. Right, that's your public address, and you'll just send your funds there. But they have to be Ethereum-based tokens. So, like if you're sending Ethereum, I'll go on Voyager like on my phone, and then when it prompts you like what is the destination address, you'll paste this in, your MetaMask address in. Does that make sense?
Okay, got it.
It's basically like think of it like an email address. So like where do you want to send your email? This is your email address right here.
Oh, so I would apply that to my my
On
Voyager.
Voyager. Yeah,
Oh,
your
okay.
destination address. Yeah. Except you're
Got
not sending emails, you're sending crypto.
Oh, okay, cool. Cool.
Mhm.
That makes sense. Pretty
Yeah.
straightforward. Appreciate it.
Yeah, for sure. And also this is also in my course, but I know this number can be confusing, like this whole address, and it's like really long. What you can do is you can buy a Ethereum domain, like a .eth, and make it really simple. So like KrisKay.eth, instead of like remembering or copying and pasting this whole thing, I can just type in like on Voyager or Coinbase, send it to KrisKay.eth like every time. And I know like that's simple. I won't like misspell anything. And yeah, it's helpful for sure.
Okay. Thanks a lot, man. Appreciate it.
Yeah, for sure. So Nate, anything compatible on Polygon is going to be compatible on Ethereum. Giselle, I have a guide on buying an Ethereum. Ethereum, it's called Ethereum Name Service, ENS. So it's right here, ENS domains. And I have a guide in my course on how to buy a .eth domain. Okay, so Will, what you want to do is send your ETH to Polygon and then swap it on there. Like right now, I'm assuming you're trying to swap it on Ethereum. Yep. The DeFi industry market cap. I don't know. That's tough because you have to like go through and figure out what's DeFi, what's not. But I can tell you this. So let me show you. I know the total value locked on DeFi, if this is correct, is around 200 billion. And total value locked means how much money is in these DeFi platforms, like actual DeFi platforms that are offering some type of service. This isn't market cap. I don't know what market cap would be because, like I said, you got to figure out what's DeFi, what's not. But yeah, this is a cool metric too, which is crazy because, like, let's see, this time last year, what is it, October 16th, there was $9 billion locked in DeFi. Now there's not 10x more, but about 22x more. So like that's exponential increase. It's crazy. You can see the graph. I mean, it's just crazy growth. And DeFi is not old, by the way. It's it's so young, such a young industry. Okay, back to questions. D. Carlos.
Hey Chris, I have a question.
What's going on, Trey?
I got some ETH on a ledger. Are you able to connect the ledger to MetaMask at all?
Yeah, I believe that's how you do it, but I'm probably like the wrong person to ask just because I've stayed away from hardware wallets, and I'm not saying they're a bad thing at all. I just haven't personally used them. But yeah, I believe
Okay.
you connect your ledger to MetaMask, and then that's how you can like use and interact with DeFi. Yeah.
Okay, yeah, because I bought the course and now I'm about to go ahead and interact with DeFi.
Yeah.
Being that
Yeah.
I had it on my ledger, but now I know what to do with it. So
Yeah, I'm sure there's like
Thank you.
tutorials on YouTube for sure. Yeah, no problem.
Okay, thank you.
Okay, so almost done with this bridge on Zapper, but I'm getting to the confirm button and it's saying, what is it? No suitable exchange quote was found. Try again later. You heard that one before?
No, so you already approved the
I
transaction.
just approved it. It took like a few minutes to do that. And then now I have the big just confirm button at the bottom. And so like I'm just doing like 500 from Ethereum network to Polygon network.
And you're on the bridge, not the exchange tab.
Here's what I see though. For the USDC, it looks like it. That's a good question. bridge yeah, I am on the bridge tab, but what it's doing is it's saying the token. So I put I see what I did. I put 500 instead of actual dollars.
Okay.
There we go. Okay, got it. Thank you.
Yep. No worries. Okay, so D Carlos said, you say we are early. How soon you think before the world catches on? It depends on what that means, like what your definition for the world catching on means, but I still think it will take a while. Like the world is just catching on to Bitcoin, which is like not hard to understand and has been around for like 12 years. So we're definitely early. Like most people that know Bitcoin don't even really know what DeFi really is. So yeah, very early, man. But in the next year or two, there's gonna be a lot of new people coming in. So yeah, there's so much room for growth that it's crazy. So Money Hog asked, I have some sushi in Compound right now, but the APY decreased. Any other place you'd put your sushi? You can, if you don't want to touch it for a while and you have a sizable amount, you can just stake it on Sushi Swap and get revenue share. I mean, let me go to Sushi Swap. So the revenue comes from, if you go to stake, it's a really nice APR right now. Damn. The revenue, the dividends come from anytime somebody makes a swap on any Sushi Swap platform, whether it's on Ethereum or Polygon or Avalanche or Celo, a portion of that trade goes to sushi stakers. So really cool model. Yeah, so Will, I do go over TVL in my course when I talked about DeFi Llama and using that website. Yeah, you can send your sushi to MetaMask for sure. It's an Ethereum based token, so you're good. You can send it to MetaMask, so you can send it to Polygon.
Yeah.
Somebody have a question?
Yeah. Good. Can I ask a question?
Yeah, I can't really hear you that well.
Can you hear me a little better
A
now?
little bit. Go ahead.
Okay. Do you know anything about the Flare network?
The what? The Fair Network?
Flare.
Oh, Flare. Don't really know much about it. Not enough to have like an opinion. Yeah, sorry. Lewis asked, when you're looking for new farms and pools, do you allocate some funds to try and chase high returns in a week? I haven't like allocated a budget, but if I find like a new farm, I'll just, start with a small amount and see how it's doing. And especially if it's like it's a degen farm that, I know is risky because like I have to buy their native token and put an LP position using it. I definitely will start with an amount that I'm comfortable with losing if it goes to zero. So yeah. When is it altcoin season? Oh man, it's been altcoin year. Like, I don't know. People always, literally since the beginning of this year, people always ask me when is altcoin season. Altcoins have been going up this whole year. I mean, I don't know. Like they're down from their highs, but altcoin season has been in full effect. I don't know. Yeah, it's crazy that like this time last year is when things were getting interesting. Like Bitcoin was approaching like 10K. That year went by too fast, man. So much happened. Jeez. So curious. I can't wait till like this time next year, like how much things will change. Like now that like DeFi, NFTs, everything is out of the box, things are just evolving so much faster than they ever have before. And it's just like amazing to watch. Yeah, we're all going to make it. We're all going to make it. Everybody except the day traders that think they're professionals, man. Like you won't make it trying to day trade. Not in this market. Any questions on DeFi or anything in general? Close. This staking APR for sushi is pretty insane. Damn.
So I actually have some sushi in my Bitcoin, or sorry, not Bitcoin, my Coinbase wallet right now.
Okay.
And I have not like transferred even it to MetaMask. Like, should I? Because I would love to stake that because I don't really need to use it right now. So I'd love to stake that on Sushi Swap. So my move would be to move that from Coinbase to MetaMask and then from MetaMask stake that.
Yeah. I would say only if you have like a sizable amount because staking
Like
is only
$2,000.
available on Ethereum.
Like $2,000.
Yeah, I mean, what I would do, Eric, is just wait for the gas fee to like fall a little bit. And like $2,000 is a good amount to stake. So when it falls, yeah, why not? Like I would send them to your MetaMask and then just wait it out. Like whenever gas is low, just go ahead and stake.
Yeah. Okay, cool. Thank you.
Yep. Okay. So Bianca asked, can you recap what you believe we should buy right now? Oof. Yeah, no, so that limit that you have on buying only 1K ETH, it just your account's probably just too new and it will go away. Or you haven't like verified enough information. I don't know. But yeah, it's usually just like a new limit on accounts that just were made. Definitely not financial advice. No, don't listen to me. Cello pools on sushi. What do you mean by cello pools on sushi? You mean like LPing on Sushi Swap? Yeah, so here's the thing. ADA is not really compatible in like our DeFi. It's on its own blockchain. They're trying to do their own thing. So yeah, I don't even touch ADA. Oh yeah. Sushi does have farms, but they're LP farms. So you have to be providing liquidity. They're not single-sided where you can just deposit. Let me go to it actually. Go to Cello, switch network, and go to farm. Yeah, so Sushi Swap did launch some farming rewards on the Cello network, but they're all LP positions. But I mean, still good though. Like these are stablecoin LP positions, so you just have to provide liquidity to like the USD and Euro stablecoin, stake it in the farming section, and you're getting 100% APY. So yeah, it's great. It's like not much risk there. You're not really, there's no worry of impermanent loss per se. Not anything like sizable at least. So yeah, definitely take advantage of the farming rewards on Sushi Swap on the Cello chain. And I
Kris,
see that.
sorry.
Yeah, go ahead.
Hey, I just I put some like a little bit of money into staking on Sushi Swap, and I'm just looking at the analytics, and it's saying like I've made profit $12.96, but then when I look at like the bar below it, it's like ROI all time, and it's like 9 cents. So I'm just confused that you know what I mean, like the profit loss is like $12.96, but return on interest all times 9 cents. If that makes sense.
Yeah, I'd have to look at it myself. It's hard to like, I don't know how much you staked for how long, etc. So
yeah, okay, cool.
Yeah.
Thanks.
Will, what'd you ask? What if you bought at a higher? I understand DCA, but I find buying high is a bad thing. I don't really understand that question. Well, what do you mean if you bought AH? You probably meant to say if you bought ETH, right? Oh, if you bought at all-time high. Well, what do you mean stupid though? That's you're saying buying at all-time high is stupid in hindsight because at the time you didn't know it was an all-time high. So like it's impossible to really say, hey, I shouldn't buy right now. This is an all-time high because you don't know if it's going to keep going, right? But I mean, I get what you're saying. If something is like just hit a new all-time high, it's not like ideal to buy right then. Like if you were FOMOing for all along and you're waiting to buy when it's having like a big run up, yeah, you probably shouldn't. But you can buy a little bit, like it doesn't hurt. I mean, think about this, like DCA, when you're thinking about like when to buy, $500 when it was an all-time high for Bitcoin at one point. Like think about that. So was 1,000, so was 2,000, so was 3,000, so was 4,000, so was 10,000. So all-time highs like really doesn't mean much. It's all about like fundamentals and future potential. So like never go in all at once. That's the most important thing. Always buy a little bit at a time. And if it's like a big like dip or crash, that's when it would make sense to like go heavier on buying, right? But yeah, I mean, it's all up to you. Everybody's different. Lewis asked, how long are you planning of holding your coins for, like Bitcoin and ETH? Ooh, honestly, I'm not sure. My ETH, I know the potential, so that's the thing. I don't care about selling like right now. 5K. I think when it gets to like, I don't know, because I might feel different like when it hits a certain point, but what I'm most excited about is when the merge happens for Ethereum, or like people used to call it ETH 2.0. When that happens, I think that's really going to be a catalyst for huge upside for ETH. So like what my main things were, definitely hold it through the EIP 1559 update this summer, which now is like, if you guys haven't look, let me what was it, ultrasound money. This is a live dashboard of how much Ethereum is being burnt, like live. And since like, what was it, first week of August, I think, over 500,000 ETH has been burned, which is, I don't know how much in US dollars, but crazy amount. So I was waiting for this for a while. And like the second part to this is the merge. And right now it tells you like the supply of ETH, how much is growing every year. And if we click simulate merge, you'll notice that the supply is deflationary. So if ETH goes deflationary, or when ETH goes deflationary, and people see that in real time, that the supply is getting less and less each year, I think that's going to be a huge catalyst. So that's why right now I'm like, yeah, definitely not thinking about selling. I'm thinking about accumulating. So yeah, I mean, every transaction is burning ETH. Like, how crazy is that? We just saw this counter go up even more. Every transaction is burning some ETH. That's super bullish. Any more questions? DeFi. I saw Trader Joe just launched lending, but the APYs aren't anything. They're pretty good. Double digits when you add up the deposit APY and the rewards APR. 16%. All the stable coins are double digits. Okay, cool. I wonder if they increase their farming rewards. Let's check this out. No, not really. Okay, one question on Aave when you borrow. Yeah, go ahead, Lewis. There is an APY, but also a reward. Yes, correct. There's a borrow fee and there's the reward fee. So this is plus, this is negative. No, the reward you don't pay. You're getting that up here. So rewards are bonus. Rewards are like plus. So you would subtract the rewards from this. Yeah, for sure. And on Avalanche, I think I'm getting paid. Oh, okay, maybe not right now, but I was getting paid more to borrow. Like I was getting actually paid to borrow. But right now, I think my borrow fee is like 2%. Let's look at the markets. Okay, so it looks like on Avalanche, things are leveling, things are cooling off, but you were getting paid for borrowing. Like the reward was higher than the loan fee for a good amount. On Polygon, I don't think that's the case anymore. Let's see. I mean, actually on Polygon, they're kind of like basically canceling each other out. So yeah, it's mad.
I have a question.
Yep, what's up?
So it's actually kind of coincidental you're talking about the borrowing. Not on Aave, but I'm on a whole different platform that I was just messing around with a couple dollars to see what borrowing did. And you have to have like their native token to like actually like borrow as well. Like you can't just put your money on it because you have to like the transaction fees are in the native token. And I was trying to understand like the value of borrowing if the reward, I guess, is not higher than like the fee. Because I was thinking to myself, like I could have just used my own like whatever token I had to like do the transaction versus like borrowing it. You know what I mean? So I was trying to see like, is there an overall general like value outside of actually needing it, because you have to put in more as collateral than you get out to make sure they get their money back. So like outside of what is the actual benefit of borrowing?
Right. Yeah, there's a lot, man. I don't know if you're enrolled in my course, but I talk about some.
Yeah, I'm on your course actually, and I was actually maybe I missed it or maybe I didn't get far enough, but I went through the whole section of borrowing, and like when I did it for myself just to kind of like see.
Yeah, I talk about it in the farming section, but I know exactly what you're asking. Yeah, it's answered in the farming section. So basically it's like borrowing against your investments. Like why would you want to use your house or your car as collateral to borrow against? Because you're not planning on selling your house soon. So why not get some money and where you think you can like do something with. So if I have Ethereum that I'm not selling anytime soon, why not deposit it on Aave and then borrow some crypto dollars like DAI and then take that DAI. So right here, if I'm borrowing DAI, I'm already winning because right now the reward is even higher than the APY. But let's say there's no reward. Let's say I got to pay 3.97% a year to borrow DAI, right? You with me there?
Yeah, I'm just listening.
Okay. Yeah. So I have my Ethereum as collateral. I'm not touching it, but now I can gain access to more assets by borrowing DAI. So I borrow DAI, and let's say there's no rewards. I'm paying 4% a year. What I can do with that DAI now is take it into DeFi and try to get more APY. So let's say I go on something like, basic example, I'll go to Harvest Finance, go to the stablecoin pools, and check here first. So right off the bat, if I swap it for, let's say USDC, I swap my loan of DAI for USDC and I deposit it here, I'm getting 11%. So I'm already up 6%, right? So I'm making 6% on assets that I didn't have access to prior to borrowing. Does that make sense?
Well, the thing is, why wouldn't you have access to DAI? Like, so my question is this: instead of borrowing DAI, couldn't I have just bought DAI, went to the same place, and kept the whole 11%? And I'm just only asking because I'm just trying to make sure I'm not misunderstanding.
No, I get the question. I had the same questions, but here's the thing. Let's say you don't have to use any more of your money to borrow DAI, to buy DAI off the market. You can just use your ETH, right? So if you let your Ethereum just sit in your wallet, and you go ahead and buy DAI and put it into here, why not get more DAI by just putting up your ETH as collateral? See what I'm saying?
I might need to look at it a little longer. Not at the moment, but some things just kind of like come when they come for me. So
yeah, so let's just say this, right? Let's say you have $10,000 of Ethereum right now, right? And $1,000 of like money in your bank that you can play with, right? And you know you can get 11% on Harvest Finance. So you take that 1,000% from your bank, you buy DAI with it, convert it to USDC or whatever, and now you're earning 11% on your DAI, on your 1K, right? So for you, you're saying, why not stop here? I'm saying, why not take that ETH, your 10K worth of ETH that's collecting dust, get access to more DAI, and still be in profit? You see what I'm saying? You're not selling your ETH yet. You're just borrowing against it. It's just getting access to more assets. Like that's what people do to buy real estate. That's what people do to take loans in the real world. That's all we're doing.
Oh, my fault. I'm on mute. I said, got you. That makes sense.
Okay. Yeah. A lot of things. And this is all like concepts that have been around for a while. But honestly, like even me, until I got into DeFi, it didn't start to click for me. So I think because we're all like, any one of us here can like borrow against our crypto so easily, permissionlessly, it's so much easier to learn finance that way. And I've learned so much in the last like year and a half just by using DeFi that it's crazy. How do you pay interest on the ETH that's in your wallet and you borrowed against? So you'd pay interest on what you borrowed, not against your ETH. You'd be paying interest on, like, let's say if I borrow DAI, let me pull up Aave. I'll actually just pull up my loan. Where is it? Or one of my loans. Go to Avalanche. I have a stupid loan there. So your loan will just increase. Like this is, I took a $3,900 loan on Avalanche, right? On Aave, on Avalanche, right? It was $3,900. And this is the amount I have to pay back. So now I have to pay back $3,905. So it's always increasing. And that's how your interest accrues. So if I want to clear this debt, I have to pay back $3,905 instead of the $3,900 that I initially borrowed. So that's how you pay back. Yeah.
Okay, so they show it like more or less on your balance. So it grows, right?
Yeah, it grows.
Okay,
just like how your
exactly.
How your interest is growing here.
Yeah.
Your debt is also growing.
All right. But the thing is that you still have your ETH against it, right? At any time.
What do you mean?
Like we have the $10,000 on ETH, right?
Mm-hmm.
And you borrow against the ETH, right? So you buy some DAI, right? Okay.
Yeah.
So the amount of DAI is increasing.
Mm-hmm. Your debt.
The interest, right?
The amount that you have to pay back. Yeah.
The amount that you have to pay back, right? Because you borrowed something, right?
Yep.
Okay, great. If you don't do anything, if you don't go for a higher interest rate somewhere else, right? You lose.
Right? Technically, yeah.
So if you do that, then you need to go to like another pool or like another farm in order to get like a better interest rate.
Well,
like we say, right?
It's like if you get a loan in real life, why would you get a loan to not do anything with it, right?
I agree.
Yeah.
But how big is the chance that so you borrow against like 4 or 3%, right? And you go to a farm, and that farm it gives you like 10, right? It gives you 10. So how big is the chance that the yield of 10 changes to like 2% or 3% in like a month or so, or like a quarter, or like 6 months? So
yeah, I mean, it's all possible. The APY for borrows and deposits is all like real time, and it changes with supply and demand. So if there isn't too much like crazy volatility, if there is, it's only temporary. Like when you average it out over the year, it's not going to be anything crazy. So Aave on Ethereum actually has a really cool feature called stable. Let me just move this, stable borrowing. So you can wait it out and try to snipe a stable rate for your loans. Like right now, if I were to, it doesn't really make sense, but if I wanted to lock in 11.9% on DAI, I could do that and it won't change. So some people wait till this is like 5 and then like jump on it if they can catch a 5% stable.
Okay, so you're able to lock those yields.
Yeah, this
like
is for borrowing. This is for borrowing.
Okay, like that. That's for borrowing part.
Yeah, but there's also other platforms, man. There's Alchemix, where there's no necessarily like no fee that you're paying. Well, it's hard to explain, but Aave is not the only like lending and borrowing platforms. What I'm trying to say.
Yeah, I understand. So if you look at like on a calculation base, is that the only thing you need to monitor is the yield in which you put your money in, more or less, right?
Yeah, basically, if you decide to take a loan, you just need to first you got to monitor your health factor, right?
Yeah, of course.
If your collateral starts going down a lot, then you need to either add more collateral or repay some of that loan or all of it. After that, if you're actually like want to do something with that loan and try to beat the loan fee so you can make money on top of that, yeah, you just keep tabs on like your borrowed amount, like how much it's increased. It's like I'll be like, oh man, okay, now it's at 14,043. Do I have more of this? Have I made more than like this total amount? If so, like then that means I'm up. So yeah, it's very easy to like keep track of how much everything is.
Okay, all right, thanks a lot.
Yep.
All right, cool. So I think let me ask you this question because I was thinking about that same thing, the borrowing thing again.
Yeah.
And so there's two different like concepts I had in my mind. One, it kind of makes sense now, and the other one is how I was looking at it originally. So the original way that I'm looking at it is that if I was going to, let's say, buy a car to put on like Toro, right?
Yeah.
Let's say it was a $2,000 car. If
Right.
I have $2,000, I'd rather not get a loan at all because I'd rather just like not have any debt. So I would just buy the car, 2,000, and then anything I made from it would be, it would be value. That'd be money, it'd be profit. So with that same concept, I was thinking to myself, okay, so if I had the money, why would I actually, incur debt? For what reason? Like if I could just purchase it right on out. Now, the concept that came to my mind afterward was this. If I had Ethereum that was just sitting in my bank account, like it's not, you can't do anything with it, you can't stake it, do not do anything with it, right?
Yeah.
If I borrow against my Ethereum as a collateral, let's say to get like DAI or whatever the case may be, technically, because I'm borrowing it, I never lost my Ethereum. So if Ethereum goes up to 30,000 or something crazy, I can still pull out my Ethereum, pay whatever
Exactly.
fee, but still have the interest of what I also made from wherever I borrowed it from. So that would be the trade-off. I can keep my actual value of my current token for future, investing purposes. But the only thing I'm losing from it is the fee or the whatever they're charging me to actually do that. That's the only difference. That's the main thing.
Exactly.
All right. Cool.
Yeah.
All right. Cool.
So you keep exposure to upside, right? I mean, the first scenario that you said, why would I, why not just buy the car for 2,000 instead of taking a loan? It's like, why not just use your investments to borrow against, right? So you don't have to spend any of your cash.
Right. Well, in cash, cash is inflating, so I would probably want to have, whatever case may be. But, crypto, especially if it's Ethereum or one of these cryptos that we're investing in, they're not inflating. They're always, increasing in value overall. So you wouldn't want to lose that ability to get the increase that's going to come from, like if I just bought, let's say Matic or not Matic, if I just bought like DAI with my Ethereum, I now have less Ethereum. So now that, let's say I bought 1,000 DAI, and I now have 1,000 less of Ethereum, I don't, if Ethereum does a crazy move to the upside, I now lost all that. So it makes sense. That in that one sense, it makes sense. So if people are using it for that one reason, to also make it accrue value like 6%, but also keep it, then it makes sense. And that's what makes sense.
It all depends on like your situation. Like for me, if I'm sitting on a bunch of Ethereum, right, where somebody that's new to crypto has 0 Ethereum, they're like, why would I take a loan? I'm like, well, you shouldn't, because you don't, if you don't have like any crypto, like it doesn't make, if you don't have any investments, right? It doesn't really connect if
makes sense, right?
For you to take a loan.
Okay, cool. Now, that makes sense. You wanna do that. If you have like extra capital just sitting, you can kind of use it to like accrue other wealth, but you want to make sure it's obviously higher than whatever you got going on. So
exactly,
it's all making that makes a lot of sense.
Yeah, it's like it sounds like you're in a car right now, right? What if you can take that 2K and use your car as collateral, but keep your car? Right? So you just got more buying power just like that by something you already own and something that you plan to keep. That's the same thing, same concept.
Right.
And then you can buy another car and get like passive income from renting it out or whatever you're going to do with that money. And that's the whole like premise of this thing.
Got you. What about being on the loan side? Is there, so if you can borrow, but is there a similar situation with loaning it out as well? Is that like where you provide liquidity? Is that what providing liquidity is loaning?
Yes and no. So basically Aave is two-sided. So when you deposit your ETH or any crypto on here, you're technically lending it out.
Okay. Like going to a bank kind of thing.
Yeah, the Aave will lend it out for you. So you're depositing into a pool and it's being lent out.
Georgia has played better again as the whole body of work.
Can you guys mute your mics? I don't know who's unmuted, but that's really loud.
You like what you have seen from the Wildcats. Mark Stoops getting creative in the first
Whoever's
half.
Watching like ESPN, can you mute your mic?
Game of the SEC on CBS doubleheader. Ranked on ranked. Georgia's won the last 11.
There we go. It was D. Carlos. But yeah, if there's not many more questions, I'm probably gonna wrap it up because we're like 20 minutes past the hour.
Got you. Just last question. So you said providing liquidity and loaning is 2 different things, right?
Well, providing liquidity is like a general term for like you're giving a platform your money, right? That's what it basically means. But most people refer to providing liquidity when you're depositing 2 assets into an exchange like Sushi Swap, for example, and you're earning passive fees from that. Yeah, but I mean, for these questions, I recommend just going through the course like 3, 4, 5 times, and like things will start to clear up, man. Yeah, for sure. Yeah, and
sushi or something like that, right? Only, and then I don't remember because I'm not looking at it right now. But
yeah, no, for sure, I understand.
I appreciate it.
Yeah, and a lot of these questions, guys, I don't know how many people are enrolled in the course, but tons of people have enrolled. But all these questions are and will be answered in here, so definitely check it out. And yeah, that's basically it for today's class. Thank you for everybody that showed up. I know it's Saturday. It's a gloomy Saturday here too, but yeah, DeFi never sleeps. So good for you for learning. And I'm about to wrap this up. Let me stop the screen sharing. Thanks for everybody that asked questions. Hopefully people watching this over on YouTube later get like value out of this as well. And if you do anything in DeFi, any accomplishments, just tweet me on Twitter. I love retweeting that stuff and getting that out to the world. So appreciate all you guys. NFTs are coming soon. I'm waiting for the approval. And we got a lot of exciting stuff coming, I promise. More additions to the course. I'm going to keep updating the course. I got so much stuff to add on to there. So that's lifetime updates. And I got something interesting coming in the next couple of months. So yeah, glad to share it with you guys. Well Squad for life. And I'll see you guys on Twitter, on Discord. Appreciate it, guys. Take it easy.